All right, I think we are live now. So, hello everyone. Hello. Thank you for coming to watch our AMA today with all the Sandbox community member from our amazing community that has been really growing quite nicely over the last few days following some of the new announcements regarding the arrival of Sand token, the IO on Binance, Launchpad, etc. So we decided to host this IMA with our ambassador, with our community members, with our creator, artists, landowners to answer all the different questions that you guys might have related to this news, related to the Sand token, what there will be their utility, how you'll be able to acquire Sand token, how Sand can be used on the platform, uh, how you can monetize your game using Sand, etc. So I hope during this hour I'll be able to cover a maximum of number of all your questions. I'll put some slides in the background in the meantime. I guess everyone today who is joining us is already quite familiar with the Sandbox. Sandbox being the virtual world on the Ethereum blockchain where players can build, own, and monetize game asset and game experience through the use of non-fungible tokens, NFTs, as well as Sand or ERC20 utility token. The idea is that Sand is going to be the main medium for enabling players and creators to create, play, build, own, govern, earn on the Sandbox platform. And and we are really excited about some of this recent announcement of the Binance, the partnership with Binance, and the launch on the Sand IEO, bringing back what is called the IEO season on their launchpad. IEO standing for Initial Exchange Offering. Oh wow! So we have already 50 people watching us. Hello everyone on the channel. Hey, I see many languages. It's really exciting. I see French. I think I see some people with Chinese names. So I don't know if they are from China, but it's quite exciting. So maybe we can get started with the first questions. I have some slides, I have some materials in background that we can go through as well as I will be answering those questions. I'm happy to answer anything you want. So let's start. Let's throw into the different question and coucou, bonjour Wackbot, bonjour Sandbox de Crypto AST. So some French people here. Hey, hello Ying Zhang. Hi, hi Will, we will. Hello everyone. So let's start. Which will be our very first question. The very first question is always special. It sets the mood. I think it's a very exciting. I hope you guys have had also a chance to see all our different announcements. So I have a couple of slides here that shows that brings to the article that explain a little bit of different details. We will go over them. The first announcement, and maybe we'll start with this. So the first question from Upland Central, will the seed sale round allow landowner to purchase Sand? When will that be available? So I believe by seed sale, you refer to by this IEO on Binance. So that's a great way to start. So let's go to the Binance Launchpad page first and learn more about what is the process to actually participate in the IO. It's still possible to participate in the IO. It's not too late. The chances are even for the users to participate. So on the Binance Launchpad, which you can see here on the website, you can see all the previous projects that also participated since the Launchpad was started. And here at the top, you have the Sandbox with all the different details, the presentation of the project, the token allocation, token release schedule. But let's start with the first question, like what is the timeline? How does it work? So there's a period of time between by August 6th and August 12th at almost midnight, 11:55, 59, sorry, where users can get to participate into the lottery. The lottery, then there will be the claim tomorrow on August 13th, and finally the draw on August 14th. How can you participate in that lottery? So you need to have an account on Binance, Binance being one of the largest, the global exchange where you people can buy and sell cryptocurrencies and trade them. They have presence all around the globe, and they have a strong ecosystem. Not only the exchange, the launchpad, the community behind that we believe is also going to be to allow to increase the community of the Sandbox, bring new people in on the project to participate in our metaverse, take their claim in our metaverse. So let's look at the detailed rules. So the idea is there is a token on Binance called BNB. That's the Binance token that you need to hold in your wallet until the August 12th at 11, August 13th at midnight to simplify. And based on the amount of BNBs that you hold in your wallet, on average out of 7 days, you will be able to receive between 1 to 10 tickets. And those tickets, each ticket is worth $200 worth of sand or 24,000 sand. There is a total of 15,000 tickets, so a maximum of 15,000 new users will come to Sandbox community, will become holder of Sand token and be interested in the success of our project, participating in all the various activities of the platform, including creating content, purchasing assets, purchasing land, playing games, etc. So all the details are available on this link, which I'm posting as well in the channel, so you can have it on your. I see the community management team also already did it, so that's nice. And the detailed rule, based on the amount of BNBs that you stake for the average number of 7 days, will grant you 1 to 10 ticket maximum, not more than 10 at the moment. After the IEO, yes, of course, Sand token will be available to everyone for purchasing on Binance.com, the main exchange, and we are looking at additional options to enable to buy Sand, including probably via a widget on our website, including fiat ramp-up solution with a credit card, and potentially solution like DEX with a liquidity pool on Uniswap, which is something a bit technical for those of you who are not too familiar with crypto. The main idea is like you will be able to swap different tokens on with other users directly through this mechanic. So we are still focused on how we make Sand the most accessible to the largest number of players and users to grow our communities. That's always been our strategy from the very first day. And that is also why we have decided to partner with Binance as a strategic partner and investor on the platform, is because they are among the largest exchange with the largest presence in the world, community, the liquidity on their platform, all the different tools that enable users to be able to purchase Sand as easily as possible. So afterwards, yes, users will be able to purchase land as well as assets, etc., using Sand token. Sand token will really become the main utility token for all the transaction on the platform. So I'm going to walk you through afterwards on like what are the key utility and use case of Sand over time, like as we will be releasing more and more feature. I cannot give an exact date on when that will be available. I can just say we are hoping that it's really soon. So stay tuned. As always, we communicate really often on our social media, whether by Twitter, Medium, Facebook page, the Discord channel, and now the Telegram channel. It's been really growing recently. We have over 5,000 members on Telegram, 4,000 new members within just a couple of days. You probably noticed on Discord as well, new members coming in and being interested in the project. So overall, it's great to have new people coming to a platform who want to learn, who want to participate in the success of that platform, who want to create content, who want to play game, and we are quite excited by that. All right, the next question, thank you, Apan. The next question from Sandbox. So will Binance be integrated in the Sandbox universe like Atari will be, for example? I think it's a great idea. It's part of the synergies with Binance that we are exploring in terms of having them as a strategic partner means that it's not just listing Sand token on the platform, but it's also looking at how Binance and the Sandbox together are continuing to become pioneers in the space of non-fungible tokens, of NFTs, and are bringing mass adoption of that technology globally towards more and more users. So Binance, of course, they have their large community of, I would say, millions of users who suddenly are starting to hear about gaming, about NFTs, about true ownership. So they will get excited progressively through it. And one of the way, as you know, we already have 50 partnerships on our platform with brands like Atari, with Shaun the Sheep, Roller Coaster Tycoon, a few others. We hope that there will be a lot of different incentive and activities around building land, about participating in contests, Voxel asset creation contest, and more. So I think overall it's great, and it will bring exposure in our virtual world for everyone. So let me see. Before I get on this one, hello Seong-Yoon Ko. Let me see what can I share on screen that I think can. Yep. All right. So let's share our one pager as well on screen. So it's our light paper, if you prefer. It's a simple document of 1 or 2 pages that summarize the presentation of our Sandbox. You will be able to access it anytime. It will be public information. You can already access it from the Binance research page, but it will be also in the footer of our website. So Seong-Yoon Ko, what's the core differences of the Sandbox compared to existing online game? So I believe by online games, so you're probably referring to existing games like Minecraft, like Roblox, which are popular game where players can make content, etc. But they also have certain strong limitations. They are centralized walled garden, which means that the developer owns all the content made by the player, and this has whole control on all the decision on the game, which we believe is a major issue, and that is something that's restricting creation and the possibility behind for creator. So one of the main difference of Sandbox versus Minecraft versus Roblox, etc., is the fact that we are using decentralization. So maybe you can see here, all the game assets are represented by non-fungible tokens, NFTs, that secures the ownership by players and collectors. What you create is truly it's truly yours. You can upload it to our marketplace and have it used in the game maker. You can trade it with other users. You can sell it. All of that without asking our permission, which is, I think, something amazing that enables new economic possibilities for you as a player or you as a user. And it's just one key step. The other main change that we bring versus existing online game is the way we approach also our relationship with the player and creators. We believe that everyone, every player, every user who buy Sand token or who buy land, who buy assets, they are part of our community and they are an extended part of our team. So they become what we say stakeholder in the success of the project by holding the content, by participating in the life of the content, and become active content creator, and all their actions, all the content they produce will bring more value overall to the Sandbox virtual world gaming metaverse. And we are all sharing the benefit of building that platform, that ecosystem together. And so, hey, Robert Clark. So the game maker is specializing in creating adventure games. The most popular games in Roblox are shooters and empire building games. Will the game maker eventually support these games? I think it's a good question. As you notice, and you're already quite familiar with the latest development of the game maker, specifically as we released, I think last week, the V0.2 of our alpha version, which added, as you say, more MMORPG-like mechanics, essentially fight system, killing enemies, having quest and objective where you can collect items in a certain amount of time, where you have the victory, the game over, etc. We first, I think it's already important to have those mechanics, because the way we analyze them, we think that these mechanics that we have introduced, they are in general, they are quite generic across all the different kind of gameplay that can be made with a game making tool. And essentially, as one of the main attractive point of our game maker is that there is no code, it's a no programming skill is required. Just drag and drop. The behaviors I made are already made. You can just pick an attribute, tweak the values, and you can enjoy making fun game experience. We think that it was essential to start with those. Next, of course, like we're just in alpha, and we are going to launch the public beta of the platform by December 2020. But that's not the end for Sandbox. It's just the beginning, actually. We have a long-term vision for over 5 years on Sandbox, which will involve many major updates of our game maker, working on it with the community. The community will be able to decide some of the priorities on our roadmap, actually, through the sand, the staking, and all the governance process. And we are already working to add more mechanics, such as better control, better camera, better enemies behaviors, and various components first. We think before we and of course, sorry, the multiplayer, social and multiplayer will be a major piece for our launch. Beside that, shooters, like one thing we want to do is also when we launch the MMORPG style, we want to make sure that what we launch is high quality, enough of high quality, so that players and creators can make good things that are fun to enjoy. And then we'll release progressively more game packages, we call it, game maker packages, that as you said, allows, could be shooter, could be platformer, could be simulation games with building, timers, etc. But some of the components already are enabling making simulation game, and some of the projects of our game maker fund are actually this kind of games. All right. So hi, Citizen. So Citizen is one of our game maker fund projects. His project called Planet Rift is supported by our game maker fund and the foundation. He's leading the team and has really an amazing whole universe that he want to build across many lands. It's really exciting. So we can't wait to show the website where we'll explain all of his vision. So the question from Citizen today is, will district still be coming to the Sandbox? If so, any features that will help this drive district be used? So yes, as you've been early on the project, you saw that we had this idea that large land of like 24 by 24 in size could be owned not just by one user, but actually by several users who can build together and potentially share together the revenue from that land that game generates. Well, so true to that vision, we're still thinking what is the best way to implement and reach that goal. We think that we could potentially introduce the idea of the shared ownership in a different manner than just through the largest land. And so when this feature will be ready, we will talk more and publish more about it. Hey, Batman. So do you have an in-game wallet, or how do you spend sand in the game client? Um, Let me put some videos in the background in the middle while I'm going to answer that question. Tac, 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 tac. Yeah, that's a good one. So at the moment, the onboarding flow for users, as you could see, you connect, you create an account, it asks you for an email, a password, and to connect a wallet, like either MetaMask or what is called Bitskid. It's a product where you can create a simple wallet just with your email and password, and potentially also buy cryptocurrency in case you don't have some. We're still it will still be that on the dashboard. Plus, we are adding more solutions where you can connect with just Facebook, Google, or Twitter. That is an improvement that we are working on at the moment to facilitate the onboarding from everyone. Afterwards, in the other product, like the game maker, the game player, etc., at the moment, we are synchronizing your account just by the email and password, not yet with a wallet, since we didn't implement in-game transaction. But at the moment of time where we will be implementing it, we will have indeed the backend connection that syncs your wallet with the game client. And we think it's possible based on the technology that we are using. It's the game maker, the game client is built on Unity. We have already seen wallets, Ethereum wallet integrated with Unity. So we are confident that this part of the user experience will be smooth and great. So hi, Oliver Opitz. So how much is Binance involved, and who is the team behind the Sandbox? Well, the team behind the Sandbox, we have 40 team members across the globe between Argentina, 24 people in Argentina, 11 in France, 2 in Korea, 1 in Japan. We have already an amazing large team with a lot of video game experience. We've been, just for the backstory, we've done Sandbox since 2012. It started as a mobile game on iOS and Android, where we got over 40 million downloads. It was named about the best game on App Store of 2012 and 13. And we started working on this new 3D version on the blockchain 2 years ago. Binance is among our investors, but it's not the only one. We have our parent company is Animoca Brands, which is a game studio, one of the pioneers in blockchain and NFTs. We have Square Enix, the video game company that did Tomb Raider, that did Final Fantasy, among our investors. And then we have a major crypto fund investor from Korea, like Hashed, or True Global Venture, like a global fund around the world. So I think like our team has the strengths and the experience into making user-generated content games for over 8 years now, working with successful titles that has been living for years. We've shown that we can deliver on what we announced in terms of product, in terms of land sale, all the different tools of the Sandbox platform, like the Voxel editor. The game maker now is available. All those videos you're seeing are taken from in-game video capture. And the next step for us, well, we announced the Sand and we are putting it live very soon. So that's one of the milestones that we had and that, again, we deliver on. And the next step is the public beta launch of the game by December 2020, with a lot of exciting features around social multiplayer that we'll soon announce as we keep you updated month after month on our Medium with all the project updates. So is the seed sale the same as the launchpad sale? So I guess you're referring to the token price. The seed sale refers to so we can go on um, the research page. I think the information is available. Yes. So on the research page, as you can see, all the information is public, and you can also find it in our white paper, which link is available as well on the Launchpad page. You can see all the details regarding the token sale economy. So the seed sale corresponds to the participation of the seed round investor. So Square Enix, True Global Venture, Hashed, all the investors that have funded the project initially last year, so between March 2019 and July 2019, more or less, when we raised $4.5 million on the project. At that time, we have the investor trusted the team, trusted us to build the project, and 1 year after, we've delivered on that promise, and hence the but the valuation of the company, the valuation of the token have increased in a way that reflect the progress of the product, that reflect the fact that we have had over 1 million, 1.2, $1.25 million of revenue from the sales of our land, thanks to our community and thanks to all the effort from our team, the content produced, the development, etc. So this is what explains the difference. Wow. Hello, Dweep Sharma. So I think it's a quite a technical question for maybe for some of you who are not too familiar with those terms. So liquidity and slippage of sand token will make it a non-reliable means of exchange between players. How does the team plan to solve this issue? Will there be any pecking system in the future? So on the contrary, I think the liquidity of the SAND token will not be an issue, especially because we have chosen Binance, the largest exchange, the one with the most liquidity volume on all tokens. Of course, the top 5, BTC, ETH, etc. But also we've looked in detail at all the different projects that they are selected, introduced, and we can see that there is the liquidity required that our players will need are for participating in the platform. So I'm not too worried on that side because Binance is a global exchange. It's not like a minor exchange in a remote location with very, very few users. In terms of the question, if there will be any pegging system in the future, so this is at the moment, the way that the Sandbox platform and the Sand token, Sand is going to become the main currency on the Sandbox platform, and as such, the whole economy of Sandbox will be priced in Sand. This is the vision. This is like we're introducing a currency, Sand token, in the platform, and this currency should become the unit of value for everyone on the platform. So we will might make a progressive transition between right now where everything is priced in ETH and DAI, so US dollar somehow, and when we introduce Sand, but we believe in the idea that if we truly believe in our own currency, we should not try to peg it to dollar constantly. If not, then we are making it a weak currency that is actually can be replaced by any other. So that's kind of like our mindset at the moment. We are a strong believer in our capacity through all the different reasons we mentioned for our strong community to build Sand as a strong unit of value that can serve not only as a medium of exchange, but as other utility on the platform. All right, next question. Hey again, Seong Yun Ko. Some game makers may want to create their own game with own logic, which is indeed very fair question. So, for example, users want to open a casino. How can he make the games? So the game maker, as it is in this first alpha version, we made the show to make it no code, no programming skills required, just drag and drop, so that it's accessible to as many people as possible. As we keep updating on a monthly basis with new feature, with new game making packages, the game maker, and I will put a video in background of the game maker in action. I think that's a good idea. We will add more features like the fact that you can add with visual scripting, you will be able to start defining more refined behaviors, create chain reactions, etc. As well as, well, we believe that in our roadmap, we will be introducing custom programming within 2 years as well, enabling the most advanced users to change with code in any ways they want those behaviors that comes by default when you are a beginner and you are just drag and drop. So can you make online casinos? You can make any kind of games that you want. As I mentioned before, like the very first kind of game mechanics that are introduced are essentially related to adventure game, RPG, fighting enemies, quests, collecting items, timers, etc. But as we release more game packages, you might find the possibility to indeed create a virtual casino where people can come, socialize, chat, interact, and potentially play those games. All right, the next question, again from Upland Central. I really enjoyed you having so many questions. So will TSB allow include in-game stores to sell NFTs within the owner land? Will there be other game mechanics that will allow cross-platform integration, or is it only gaming content? I think that there's two parts to this question, and they both are really interesting. The first one, but before I answer both, I think it's a good idea to talk about interoperability and what blockchain allows in terms of NFTs. Because on our platform, anyone can make NFTs. So you make the 3D model, you assign behavior points like you can see on those videos with Dragon. You mint those tokens are as ERC 1155. And then these tokens, they can be actually used in the Sandbox game maker, but potentially anywhere else by other game developers who are we can interpret NFTs and read the model, the 3D model, or the attributes related to that token. Now, we also want to be an interoperable metaverse. So it's a virtual world where users can also import potentially their tokens into the world to either display them, etc. So in our roadmap, we are going to see how we can integrate other tokens, either ERC 721 or ERC 1155, to appear within our game world. We think it's going to be a very powerful feature. We have already started many collaboration, including with Crypto Kaiju, where you can have like a physical toy and the corresponding NFT within the Sandbox virtual world that you can use and play as a character. I think that's really cool as well. And yes, as a game creator, so let's say you make content like those dragons, you put them inside your world. Your world, your game, your land is the best way to showcase your content for selling it. So if you made those awesome dragons, they're beautiful, you select the scarcity, you select the attribute, you show them in your game, and you use one in your game, but for example, if there's 200 copies, you can decide to sell the 199 others on the marketplace, where any other creator can buy them from you and use them in their own games. So we think like definitely building fun games that showcase your 3D assets is a great way to drive in-game stores to sell NFTs. Will there be other mechanics that allow cross-platform integration? So yes, it's part of our roadmap. We are open to your feedback on how you suggest we should approach this, what you would like to build. So feel free to reach out, send us an email, or reach out on our Discord or Telegram, explaining a little bit what you would like to do, and we can keep on that conversation to see how our roadmap can best fit your needs. Hey again, Robert. So I've heard we can combine lands into estates. Can we also break down estates into individual lands? This would let us make more games in total. Yes, absolutely. So actually, it's already ready on the blockchain side. We've created the estate token, which is a single token that contains a package of land that can have any shape. So it doesn't need to be a square. It can be like a rectangle, and you can assemble or you can dissociate. I think it's also the great way to see that estate is like a bundling of land. So we could give you the freedom to decide how you bundle your lands, and as such can either use them with a game maker or eventually sell them this land on the marketplace or secondary marketplace. So it's a great strong feature that we have already available on the blockchain side. What is missing is the UI, UX, all the front end. So how we build the interface to enable the selection of land, the creation of the bundle, etc., which is going to require still some work. So it's part on our roadmap, and we hope we can release it at some point together with the public beta. Stay tuned again. We'll make announcement as we get closer, and we know for sure the launch date for this feature. Hey, Creamy Berry. Is the team working on the blockchain version of the Sandbox the same as or part of the team that worked on the previous Sandbox game? So yes, it's a great question. And it did. Pablo Iglesias, aka Onimatrix, the original creator of the Sandbox, who started making the Sandbox in 2010 as like a flash game on Congregate, for those of you who are familiar with this platform. He was part of the team working on the mobile version on iOS, the second version called Sandbox Evolution on iOS, Android, etc. And he's also working with us. He's building VoxEdit. It's almost VoxEdit is almost all made by Oni, as well as participating in the other product. We have several developers. Our CTO as well has been part of the team from the previous titles and the current titles. But because Sandbox, the new Sandbox on the blockchain is also a much more ambitious project. It has 3D, it has multi-platform, it has multiplayer, and it has blockchain. The team has grown. We are 40 now, and we have new people working with us to complement all the different area and feature set with their expertise on the project. Oh, hey, again, Dweep Sharma. So can the games developed be playable on PC or console and app as well? That's a great question as well. So, sorry, I'm losing my voice a bit. So at the moment, the game maker and the game player are on desktop, so PC and Mac. And we are working to make, by 2021, the mobile version. So you will be able to play all the game experience, explore the virtual world, potentially socialize in the lobbies directly from your mobile or tablet device. Console is further down in the roadmap because of the complexity of the console platform development and other parameters. But we are thinking also of it in our roadmap more toward 2022, 23, and afterwards. But what I mean also, and it's quite important, is we have a long-term vision for Sandbox platform. We are already talking what is our 5 years roadmap, 10 years roadmap. And I think it's quite important to see how the whole team is committed to that vision and such a long-term engagement on the roadmap. Oh, yes. Sorry, I see a funny comment. Can I put another animation? Yes. So let's see which one I can put. Yeah, this one. Next time, I should not be in control of the slide, I think. All right, I'm ready for the next question. Hi, I'm Mike Kim Fwong. So where do you see the future evolution of NFT features and capabilities in the next few years? I think it's a very interesting question. As you might know, the Sandbox is among the most anticipated blockchain games. We are one of the pioneers game in the term of NFTs. We've been working on UGC and NFT for over 2 years. We have co-authored the ERC 1155 standard with Engine and Horizon Games. And we're already seeing in the space of NFTs very interesting experiments at the moment, I would say, related to fractional ownership, related to sharding, related to using NFTs as collaterals in other financial products, banking, lending, etc. So we are looking at those possibilities and how we can potentially implement those within Sandbox, and it makes sense to enable by more play to earn, more DeFi in Sandbox platform, and contribute to the overall success of the project and the liquidity of the NFT. Also, what we think it makes sense and is great is really the way like NFTs and Sand token on our platform have a strong relationship, because you will be using Sand to buy lands, to buy assets, to upload assets to the marketplace, to play games. You can earn Sand as well. That's something quite important. I believe we are not talking enough but I think it's a key question. So let me share my screen with some piece of answers about like how can creators make revenue with Sand on our platform by creating assets, by building games, by owning land, and either renting that land to other creators or staking as well is a way for contributing to receiving rewards in Sand on the platform and also participating in the governance of the platform. So I think that is part of the evolution of NFTs that we are exploring and also incorporating in our platform. Let's put more videos in the meantime. Don't know if you saw that one. So any new, hi Agency Seal, any new upcoming partnership in addition to Atari? Yes, actually, we do have many upcoming partnerships in addition to Atari, Square Enix as well. Shondership are among the 50 partnerships we have to date. We have been working in establishing key partnership with giant game companies as well as entertainment brands, Hollywood movie brands, and I'm really I cannot yet announce them, but hopefully soon, and it should be really fun. So for us, brands, IPs, big game companies that come to our metaverse is part of our growth strategy, adoption strategy, reaching out through the fans of the brands to attract them to our fun game platform and interest them in the benefit of NFTs and Sand tokens. So hey, Julian. Hi, when do you roughly plan to have land sale available in a peer-to-peer way outside of land pre-sales? So it's coming soon. Like actually, the land pre-sale, we are at round 4.1. And round 4, if you look on our Medium at but already explained around the way we are going to sell lands, is the very last round of pre-sale with a 10% discount. And after round 4.1, 0.2, it's normally going to 0.3 eventually, is going to be the public sale where lands are for sale on a regular basis, no longer at specific dates, in smaller or larger quantities, and when anyone can participate. And from that moment, we think that adding the possibilities for players to trade lands in a peer-to-peer way directly on our Sandbox platform is going to be a great feature. We have already discussed with partners, including OpenSea, on how we can achieve that through our partnership, reusing potentially part of their technology to enable faster the peer-to-peer way. And I'm confident that this could be available indeed for our public beta launch in December 2020. So, hey, the Decryptolorian, that's a funny name. So, in the meantime, I want to put you like one exclusive new game maker video that we haven't yet released, but can be quite fun to watch here. Yeah, so you get that. So yes, for those of you who don't have access to Binance, can we purchase sand directly from the website with fiat? Or will there be a pool available on Uniswap? So yeah, as I mentioned in the introduction, we are looking at all the various ways for users to be able to buy sand. The initial IEO on the Binance Launchpad is just the first step of introducing Sand. Afterwards, Sand token will be available also on Binance.com, the main exchange, which is available for most, the globally almost. And we are thinking on how we can add more ways, including, as you say, fiat ramp up with a credit card payment solution, or a Uniswap pool on a DEX, where you could swap the token in a decentralized manner and get sand this way. So this is all part of our plan, yes. Hey again, Creamy Berry, will there be a limited supply of gems for defining the rarity of an asset, or will it be uncapped? So that's a good question. The way that gems can be, so just as a quick introduction, gems is also an ERC20 token that that players can find as they play games, or that can be generated. More of them can be generated when a landowner stakes sand in a land. And those gems are needed to mint assets, defining their scarcity, whether it's going to be a common, not a common, there's no gems, rare, epic, or legendary asset using those gems. And definitely, yes, I don't have the exact rule of supply for gems yet, but it's clearly going to, every day there will be a limited supply of gems based on the total number of players on the platform, total number of land made available as of that moment of time, and other parameters that make sure that the assets are scarce enough or available enough for most of the game creator in a balanced way. We actually already used the gems and catalyst when we did introduce the premium land and premium asset on our previous land presale with the 6 different dragons that I minted with gems. So I was one of the first users, and it was I really enjoy. It was very simple, the experience. So I'm really eager that all the artists will start to see and use that feature as well. Hey, Wavelings. So congrats on Binance. Thank you. Will any ERC 1155 NFT be compatible with the Sandbox? I think yes and no. Like as I mentioned, we are working on the interoperability of the NFT, whether they are minted on Sandbox platform or they are minted on other platform. Maybe I can mention Engine or ERC 1155 from Skyriver, from Horizon Games, since we are the three co-authors. Those NFTs, as ERC 1155, they can be read on the blockchain because of their metadata. But if they are not 3D voxel models, it requires to define a way to represent visually these NFTs within the Sandbox virtual world. So this is what we are working on to. Typically, when the NFT is, let's say, an image, a video, a GIF, or a 3D model in Voxel, it should be pretty easy and standard to display it within our virtual world. But if there is no such metadata, or if the format of the visual representation format associated with the NFT is different, then we have to think on how such NFT can be visually represented within our virtual world, which is an extra step for the integration. It's also a feature in a way, because it means that I can own a sword, a token that is a sword as an ERC 1155 in one game, and this sword doesn't necessarily need to be a sword in another game. The developer has the freedom to decide how that sword can be represented in the game, or what kind of benefit it grants to the users as well. All right, so hey, cool Graku. So will game creators be able to define custom animation for players' avatars in their game? So it's a great question. So VoxEdit has evolved a lot since we launched it in December 2018. We have added the templates behind for the avatars and other NPC, enemies, etc. They come with animations. We are going to launch very soon the new timeline of animation within VoxEdit, which also will help to make even better animation for all assets. It was a long-awaited feature by the artist, and I think we will want to enable. We'll see how we can add more and more animation to the model via VoxEdit. First, by upgrading the models, and afterwards, or potentially enabling also the users, the artists who create, to define their own custom animation. So if that's a feature that you think is really important for you, for your game development, etc., please also let our team know, provide that feedback via the different feedback forms, and we'll review with the development team, the production team, and put that in our roadmap. All right, so hey, Julien Carpentier. So if Sand were to multiply its original value by 10 or more, for example, how would that affect the price of asset? Will it not lead to prohibitive costs for new users that might impede adoption? So I think that question goes back to the idea of having an economy that is pegged to another unit of value, like dollar, or having an economy that is really based on its own currency. So in a way, like if Sand increased indeed by 10 times the price, and the whole economy of Sand is priced in Sand, if indeed, given that all assets are going to be priced in Sand, then potentially, yes, the price of a given asset might appear 10 times more expensive than it used to be before for new entrants. However, it is also part of a market economy, and it allows competition among the sellers of an asset. Let me explain you. You are an artist that makes assets for creators, for players, avatar equipment, and you see that there's one asset that was popular, but the price by this artist is set in a way that is not reflecting the new fair market value for this asset, because the price of Sand, as you mentioned, has appreciated. And as such, it might be a barrier to entry, barrier to purchase. there is such an opportunity for you to make new assets that will be in a lower sand price that reflect the new sand value, and hence attract more buyers toward your asset than, well, that original artist. This is a free market economy. That's how it works, and I believe it comes with also a lot of incentive. It's why it's decentralized. We are not the one defining the exchange rate. We are not the one who are going to define to the artist if they should price at price X or price Z or price Y their content. Artists who want to keep selling their asset also should look at how that unit of value might fluctuate and potentially update their own price to stay competitive around all the other artists on the platform. So at the moment, that's kind of like the way we are seeing it, and we think that that it's part of having a decentralized economy. And why in other games, because we are user-generated content, so meaning that everyone is free to set its price, then we are going to see adaptation. And I think it's actually even potentially an opportunity, because then it might drive the price lower, but not the price, not the fiat value of the price, but the label value, like what you see. Something that was maybe 100 cents before will appear as 1 cent, and psychologically, one is still lower than 100. You know, like for some reason, some people might see that as a benefit as well. Hey again, Dweep Sharma. All right, so a lot of interest on your side. It's good. It's good. So, why would player want to buy Sand to play game when there are many free games out there? Can you give me a use case where it make mass adoption of Sand by gamers? I can think of tournament as one. Well, that's definitely one indeed. So, as I mentioned, Sand, you might need Sand to pay some games, but the truth is, like, again, this is a decentralized platform where game makers are going to be competing with each other in a way for attracting the user. So in the same as what we've seen in general in the free-to-play industry before and the premium, it's very likely that many game creators will start by offering a free experience of their game. Some part of the experience will be totally free to play, and there will be no requirement to play game. And they will find new ways to monetize their audience by, for example, selling equipment for the avatar that is based on the art of the game, by selling fan-based merchandising for as digital goods, as NFTs for those avatars, for selling the content that they put in their game to other creators, for example, etc. As a player, what you'll be looking for essentially, and first, is how do I earn Sand on this platform based on the business model of play to earn behind. Like we hope that we are creating the economical incentive for you that by you should be rewarded for your playtime for participating on the platform, and the resource that you collect as you're going to play all those user-generated content game can be potentially valuable. At such point, and it's really interesting, I think it's part of also what is called generally DeFi, players can make an arbitrage between whether the fact that they play a game X or Y, they collect those resources and it's free, or they pay another game, they collect potentially more resources that are more valuable for them to trade on a DEX like Uniswap, to trade with other users on the marketplace, can increase their earning at the end of the day. So that is in part of the logic. We'll have other mechanics, of course. We are thinking about play to earn tournament, RPG seasons, which we'll soon talk about, that will describe what is the that will describe as a player I can join some competition that will be time limited and participate into a play to earn model. All right, so well, we are already 1 hour and I see a lot of questions going on. Maybe I'll take 2 or 3 final questions from the audience. Hey, Nate Skotnik, did you have to give Binance Sand token to be listed on their exchange? So I cannot disclose all the detail of the partnership, but Binance is one of our investors, so they actually put their money into Sand token and the project. So this is, I think, a very healthy situation in terms of a partnership and a win-win kind of relationship. Two more questions, and we can call a wrap up. Hello, Arnaud Laroche. Will the game incorporate some elements of real life, such as artists or brands, through NFT? If how, would it be monetized? I think that's a very, very good question that you're asking. Definitely one of the use case of the Sandbox virtual world that we are thinking is how we can run events inside, like virtual music festivals, virtual events. And we do have, I want to put one video. I think it's going to be a really nice closing video for today's IMA that shows what could be a multiplayer experience that incorporates like live music festival, players with their avatars dancing around, and the use case of the NFT and the sand that the money, and to back to one of the previous question we had, is like, if in my land I'm hosting festivals like this where artists are streaming live, I could actually charge an entry fee to my land in sand to my audience and make a business model out of it. So clearly, it's a clear business model, I think, strong opportunity behind to build this kind of activities, live events within our virtual world. How I'm doing? Well, I'm hot. I'm. It's. I don't know how hot it is for you where you live at the moment, but there's been kind of like a huge heat wave all around Europe, and we're all super sweating. But I'm also hot for the Sandbox IEO. I think it's really exciting. It's a unique milestone for the company, the team, the community as well. I'm really excited to welcome thousands of new sand owner and potentially land and asset owners as well as part of the Sandbox community and our gaming metaverse. And I'm looking forward to see like what's next after that. Like, how do we take that opportunity all together? We claim some stake in our metaverse. Our community is an extended part of our team, and we'll be able to participate even further in content production already, but also in the monetization, in the decision of our roadmap, etc. And by continue this long, successful collaboration with our amazing community for a long time again. So that's it. It's been really interesting question. I'm always very happy to do those IMAs. I think, like as I said before, I think once a month is roughly a good time. So I keep you updated about the project. I answer any question you have, and well, I hope you'll get a chance to participate in the IEO if you haven't yet. It's not too late, and if not, but then the Sand token will still be available to everyone through Binance soon. I cannot yet, I don't know yet which date, but they confirm me it should be soon, and I will keep you updated about this. So yep, the main link, exactly. I think it's here. And yep, that's it. Thank you, everyone. Speak to you again soon. And looking forward to thank you for all the new members. Hi to all the new members of our community on the different social channels, Twitter, Telegram, Discord, etc. It's really exciting to have you. Today, I saw we had a lot more members who watch this stream. So even if you don't ask questions, but you just watch and came, thank you for coming. Well, goodbye. Have a good day, everyone. Cheers.